你老母啊！靚仔，講。就憑你想同我鬥？
The film begins with Kung Wei, an undercover agent on a critical mission to apprehend a group of criminals involved in the sale of counterfeit passports. His impatience is palpable. He has a pressing engagement at his son's martial arts competition following the operation. Within minutes, he confronts the thugs, successfully subduing them and arresting their leader as instructed by his superior. After securing the arrest, Wei rushes to the arena just in time to witness his son, Ku, perform. However, the atmosphere quickly shifts when the gang members infiltrate the venue, reigniting chaos. One thug makes his way into the arena and takes a woman hostage, prompting a frantic evacuation of spectators. Observing the turmoil, Ku springs into action, utilizing his martial arts skills to rescue the woman, earning him widespread admiration for his bravery. The following day, Ku is honored with an award from the mayor for his courageous act. Yet, as the family returns home after the ceremony, Wei finds himself unexpectedly arrested. Upon arriving at the police station, he learns that this arrest was a strategic ruse intended to maintain his cover as a spy. His superior informs him that he must befriend a criminal named Darky, currently incarcerated and previously associated with a notorious gang leader named Po. Though reluctant to accept the assignment, fearing it would keep him away from home, Wei is persuaded by his superior's assurance that it would only last a few weeks. Wei meets Darky in prison and immediately reveals his plan for an escape. They stage a fight, prompting a nearby officer to unlock their cell doors. Seizing the moment, they overpower the policeman and flee. After a narrow escape, they return to Wei's home, where he instructs Ku to look after his mother during his absence. The next morning, they arrive in Hong Kong and encounter Po, a ruthless gang leader known for his willingness to kill for personal gain. Po is planning to acquire explosives from a dealer the following day without spending any money. Wei proposes a daring scheme. One of them should wear an explosive vest to seize both the explosives and the cash. Meanwhile, in a nearby restaurant, off-duty detective Fong is on a date with Inspector Cheng, where their conversation turns contentious. Coincidentally, Po arrives at the same establishment to finalize his deal for the explosives. After successfully exchanging money for the explosives, Po and his associates attempt to leave. At this moment, Wei and his team strike, reclaiming the suitcase filled with cash.
Drop the guns into the water!
Fong intervenes, brandishing her weapon at the criminals, but she is forced to retreat when Cheng is taken hostage by Wei. In a desperate bid for freedom, Wei commandeers Fong's car and coerces her into driving. They are briefly halted on an overpass, but ultimately manage to escape. Intrigued by Wei's demeanor and actions, Fong utilizes her connections to uncover information about his family, learning that they reside in Beijing. Meanwhile, Ku faces challenges of his own at school, where he becomes the target of bullies due to his father's criminal activities, forcing him into unwanted confrontations. Ku receives an urgent call from his father, Wei, who informs him that his mother is gravely ill. Wei assures Ku that he will send additional money for her medication but insists that their conversation must remain a secret from her. He provides Ku with a phone number to call in case of an emergency. After school, Detective Fong discreetly follows Ku to his home. Posing as a business partner of Wei's, she meets Ku's mother to gather more information about Wei. Later that night, Wei's wife discovers Fong rummaging through their belongings. Confronting her, she states that she knows Fong is not truly Wei's business partner, however, she holds no anger towards her for the deception. During their conversation, Fong learns that Wei is a good man, and Wei's wife reveals her grim prognosis. She knows the illness is consuming her and that her time is limited. Sensing Fong's good nature, she entrusts her with the care of Ku after she passes away. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, Po is orchestrating an auction for stolen antiques aboard a cruise ship. When Wei demonstrates knowledge about the antiques, Po grows suspicious of him. Wei reports his findings to his superior in Beijing, who instructs him to remain embedded within the gang for a few more weeks. One night, Wei's wife suffers a severe asthma attack, exacerbated when she falls from the bed. Fong and Ku rush her to the hospital. On her deathbed, she hands Fong a letter addressed to Wei and implores her to look after Ku before passing away. Back in Hong Kong, Wei receives a blinker message about his wife's death. Stunned and unable to comprehend that Po is ordering him to turn off the blinker, he faces a brutal beating for his failure to comply but manages to fight back.
记住您的身份。
你個仆街仔！你咪想死！
Meanwhile, Fong prepares to take Ku to Hong Kong with her. She secures a boat for their return but finds herself in a confrontation with the boat's owner, who turns out to be an associate of Po tasked with monitoring her. After overcoming the owner and his henchmen, Fong and Ku set off for Hong Kong. Once there, Fong seeks assistance from her boyfriend, Inspector Cheng. However, he publicly announces Ku's disappearance in the media under the pretense of investigating the shootout case. When Fong confronts him about this betrayal, their relationship ends in conflict. A local newspaper subsequently publishes an article about Ku alongside Wei's name, labeling him as a policeman. Realizing he is in danger after spotting police outside Fong's house, Ku escapes and wanders the streets of Hong Kong. Meanwhile, Wei learns of his son's presence in the city and goes to find him. Unbeknownst to him, Po has also seen the news about the missing child and now suspects Wei of being a policeman. Po ultimately finds and kidnaps Ku. Wei meets Fong at her house, where she gives him the letter from his wife. She also informs him that Ku has escaped and vows to assist him in any way possible. As he makes his way back, Wei reads the letter in which his wife urges him to trust Fong. Upon arriving at Po's apartment, Wei was confronted with a chilling sight. His son, Ku, sat beside the gangster. Despite the shock, he chose to mask his emotions, pretending to see Ku for the first time. Po, sensing an opportunity to test Wei's resolve, brutally struck the boy. Yet, Wei remained impassive, offering no reaction. In a final act of deception, he pretended to choke Ku, simulating a lethal attack. Unbeknownst to everyone, Ku employed a breathing technique taught by his father, allowing him to remain unharmed. The gangsters, believing the child to be dead, discarded his body into a dumpster. Impressed by Wei's performance, Po took him to a club and threw a celebratory party. Hours later, however, Wei returned to the scene in search of his son, only to discover that it had all been a ruse orchestrated by Po to expose Wei's true identity. Po and his henchmen ambushed Wei, leading to an intense fight. Just as the situation grew dire, Fong intervened and rescued him. Meanwhile, Darky found Ku and brought him to safety. Despite realizing he had been deceived by Wei, Darky felt a sense of indebtedness for the times Wei had saved his life. As tensions escalated, Po prepared to launch an attack on an auction of stolen antiques. His men strategically placed bombs around the ship to threaten the guests. Later, Po discovered that Darky was assisting Ku in his escape. In a fit of rage, he shot Darky and disposed of his body in the water. However, Ku managed to rescue Darky, who informed him that only his father could save the hundreds of people aboard the ship. Meanwhile, Wei was with Fong after she had saved him from Po's clutches when he received a call from Ku detailing the explosive situation. Through surveillance monitors, Ku guided Wei on the locations of the bombs, enabling him to disable them one by one. Just as only one explosive remained, Po revealed his true intentions to the guests by detonating one bomb that killed his business partner. Panic ensued as the guests scrambled for safety. Wei confronted Po and displayed the disabled explosives as proof of his efforts. In retaliation, Po sent his men to attack Wei. Just when it seemed that Wei would be overwhelmed, Ku joined the fray. Together, they fought valiantly and ultimately triumphed over Po's men. However, in a desperate move, an injured Po took Ku hostage and began to choke him. Drawing on the breathing techniques taught by his father, Ku managed to delay the chokehold long enough for Wei to free him by shooting Po in the shoulder. As a helicopter arrived to assist them, Ku made his way towards it. In a final act of desperation, Po set a timer on the last bomb and pinned Wei down. Just as they were about to be caught in the explosion, moments later, Wei broke free from Po's grasp and knocked him out before diving into the water, narrowly escaping the boat's explosion. In the aftermath of chaos, everyone was safe. Wei and Ku reunited at a rescue camp in the harbor, relieved to be together once more. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.